Blue Bayou. It's recorded by Linda Ronstadt. It was written, not many people know, by Roy Orbison and Joe Melson. Joe used to work over at the Frost Top fixing up grilled cheese sandwiches. He got a job as a songwriter in Nashville, so he teamed up with Roy. They both wore sunglasses all the time, so they kind of hit it off. And Linda picked up on the song, and we thought we'd do it. This next one's going to go out to a big fan of ours named Floyd Kramer. I know that you remember him from years back. Unmistakable Sideburns.
He had that big album back in '73.
Yeah, it was the class of '73, in fact. Tie Yellow Ribbon and Killing Me Softly with His Kisses. So, Floyd, this one goes out to you. I know you're out there with Mr. Paycheck pushing up Daisy. So, this one goes out to you, brother.
Hey, it's Rick here. Okay, well, it's another one of them days outside where it's kind of rainy and cold. It's not icing like it was last weekend, but anyway, today I'm going to make some chili and show you how I make that. And we're going to do it in a couple of stages here. So first of all, these are tomatoes that we grew out of the garden and canned this year. I think there's some videos on the website about the garden. We didn't show canning, but we're going to do some canning videos coming up this summer. So get ready for that and watch for those. So I'm going to take these canned tomatoes and we just basically can them, chunk them up and can them so they're, you can see that they're very loose, a lot of water in them. So the first thing we're going to do is put this into the pan and we're going to simmer this probably for a couple of hours. Okay, this is not something that's going to happen right away. So, but I like the sauce to be a little thicker, and I make my own sauce for pizzas and spaghetti. However, I like to have regular tomato juice or tomatoes pureed like this for other things, So today we're going to cook this down and make it a little thicker, and then what we'll do is julienne, which is a fancy name for cutting all this onion up into pieces that are all the same size, and we'll fry them start caramelizing or frying them in a pan. Then we'll cook a pound of ground beef into that mixture and throw that in the pot, get that all cooking, and then we're going to add some chili powder here, probably about a tablespoon and a half, and that's about all that's left in here. You can see that. So, and then we're going to throw in a couple of cans of beans. This is a 3-bean blend, so it's got Negra beans and kidney beans and some other kind of bean there, pintos, and then this one is just black beans. So we'll throw those in there after we rinse them. We'll talk about that, and I'll try to up here somewhere in the video, during the cooking of the video, I'll put what I just talked about here. So because we got about a gallon of tomatoes, and then the ground beef, and onion, beans, chili powder. So, and the secret ingredient that we're going to throw in is this killer white stuff right here. So we're going to throw in some of that as well. Anytime you're cooking beef soups of some sort, the key is a little bit of that white stuff. So not a lot. We're not trying to make candy here. We just want to tweak it just a little. So, Okay, all right, I'll show you more.
Maybe it's all a little rust. The bottom of your main culprit, right?
Something rust. Never went hard for me. That was your key start, yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Rotating panels, bouncy rusted cloth.
You forgot to read this when you were looking at the coffee on the way. Uh-oh. That's a pretty nice segue into the old Continental. Oh, no. Everybody should be thinking, it looks pretty good when you bought it.
Boy, these smell really good. These
They all look pretty
just
good.
canned tomatoes, when you first open them up, it just smells like summertime. And these are a hot commodity right now. 63s is the size of this particular lid, and they're getting harder and harder to find. So, actually, all canning lids this summer were getting hard to find. This is just a regular 33, and the wide mouths you can't find at all. But these 63s, these are gold here. If you run across any of these, you want to hold on to them or sell them. So. All right, so we're going to dump all this in here. I'll put you up here so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so like I said, we're going to put this on a medium here until it gets simmering, and you can see that it's pretty thin right now, and we want to cook. See all that extra water there? We're basically going to cook the moisture off of that, and it'll leave the flavor. And as we're doing that, these chunks of tomatoes will break down and just become more like a puree. So, all right, show you more. Let's see what we got here. It's starting to warm up, so we're just going to give it a quick stir once in a while. I don't want it sticking to the bottom, because as this gets thick, of course you can see right now it's just still real. This is the stuff we want to boil off. So, but as it gets thicker, it'll tend to want to stick to the bottom of the pan. So, you know, just give it a quick stir every once in a while. All right, show you more. Okay, looks like we need to stir this, and you can see it's starting to simmer. And look, this is all the moisture that we're going to cook off of here. So I'm going to keep this stirred, like I said. Well, it looks like it's fogging up my lens here. And we're going to turn this down to low, so it'll sit there and just do that. And then I'm going to crack this lid like this, and that will allow the steam to roll out the back side, and it'll cook that down. So, all right, so that's going to take a couple hours. I'll stir it and keep it all stirred up about every 15 minutes, but I'm probably not going to film all that. And I'll show you once I get it cooked down, and then we'll finish making the chili. All right, show you more. It's Rick here. So this has been simmering for about, and I've been stirring it off and on for about 3 hours, and you can see how much this is cooked down, and that's what we want. There's a little bit of water on the top, but when you stir it, see, it's gotten thick. I mean, I don't want it so thick you can't stir it, but you know. So, alright, so what we're going to do, I've got that on simmer here, so we're going to let that continue to simmer, and we're going to get our pan over here, and we're going to start browning our hamburger. And let's see, I'll put you right here, and then we're going to chop up our onion. So let's get that chopped up, and then we'll put that in there to fry that up. Rinse that off a little bit. And I said in the beginning that, you know, I called it julienne in this, and that's just a fancy word for cutting it up so that the pieces are all somewhat the same size. And that allows this onion to cook down and caramelize about the same speed, so you don't have some parts of it that are thick, chewy or something. You don't want that. So I'm just going to cut it. So that's somewhat all the same size. So you get the idea. I'm going to go ahead and cut the rest of this up, and then I'll show you more. Okay, so we're going to, I'm going to put just a little bit of lard in the bottom of this pan, and you know, I don't use a whole lot of cooking oils. I use lard or butter, and I will use olive oil when I'm doing Italian food, but I don't consider this Italian food. So, I'm going to take a little bit of lard and put in here. Turn this burner on. Again, I don't want a whole lot because we're going to have some fat from our beef. So, I want to let this get melted down and get hot, and then we're going to put the onions in. All right, show you more. Okay, so while that is getting hot over there to put our onions in, I'm going to open up these 2 cans of beans that we talked about. And I like to wash them off because I don't think we need all of that juice on there. And it also cuts down on the gas that beans sometimes will make. So we're going to get the strainer going here. Now some people would say, I don't know if you can see this, but some people would say, oh, you're washing away all the flavor. Well, I don't really look at it that way. So I'm washing away all that debris and, like I said, the canning water. So anyway, so I'm going to continue to wash those while our pan is getting hot. Alright, show you more. Okay, well that's getting hot, so hope the dishwasher is not too loud for you. So we're going to put this in. Yeah, see, it's starting to fry a little there. Dropped a couple of them onions on the floor. You don't want to do that. If you have dogs in the house, they're not supposed to have onions. So we're going to kind of caramelize those down a little bit. And one of the things I forgot to tell you, and I'll list all this ingredients someplace up here in the top of the video, but I also have some jalapenos chopped up. This is a chopped up jalapeno out of the garden. And then of course we talked about the secret ingredient, this white stuff. So we'll add all that after we get this cooked down. Then we're going to turn the hamburger in on it, and we're going to fry all that together and then put that in the pot. So alright, I'll show you more. Okay, those are caramelizing real nice. Get soft. Actually, that one looked like it was a little big. I chopped it a little there. So at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to introduce our ground chuck. Well, this isn't ground chuck, this is just ground beef, because I want some fat in it. I'm not opposed to using ground chuck, but you get a little bit, we don't get quite enough good fat in our diets anymore, and you have to have some fat for good brain function. So we're going to chop all this up and put this in here. Actually, I'm going to get my little fancy chopper for this. I got this for Christmas this year. This thing works really good for this. So, alright, we're going to let that continue to cook, and we'll get that cooked down. Now, there may be some grease on this, and I will drain the grease off of this because we don't want to dump that in there. But we do need some oils in for brain function. So where we get into trouble is when we fry things in oils at a high enough temperature that the oil starts to burn and it breaks down. That's when it's a problem with our cholesterol. So just keep that in mind. Alright, show you more. Okay, as you can see, it's starting to cook down real nicely there. We're going to take this handy dandy little Gucci Bopper here and chop this up a little. Alright, I'll show you when this gets done, and we'll tip it up and drain any excess grease off of it. Show you more. Okay, so we're looking pretty good here. So what I'm going to do at this point is shut the heat off, and I'm going to switch over to the spatula now, because this little thing really works good to cut this meat all up. Otherwise, it's great big chunks, and some people don't like that. I mean, I don't dislike it, but I like it better now that I cut this little tool, because it does make it more uniform. So we're going to push all this up to one side. See, you can see I'm squeezing a lot of that excess oil out of there. Grease, fat, lard, whatever you want to say. We're going to tilt that up like that right there. And we're just going to let that sit there and drain. So you can see that we're getting quite a bit of oil. So we'll let all this drain out, and I'll get all that out of there, and then we'll put this in here. Alright. Show you more. Okay, that's been draining there for a minute or so, so I'm just going to take my paper towel and soak up that oil out of that pan. So we don't need all of that in there, that's for sure. Okay, so we'll throw this out. And then I'm going to put you over here so you can see better what's going on. So I'm going to take this meat and onion mixture. I'm going to put that in here. And then I'm going to take my chopped up jalapenos. Now, these things are pretty hot, so it doesn't look like a whole lot, but They're pretty hot, and if you get it on you and rub your eyes or something, you're going to regret that. So I'll always try to just do it like that. And then we're going to take about a tablespoon and a half of chili powder, and you can use this too if you want more and more. I've done it over the years. I used to put like 2 or 3 in there, and it gets a little overpowering. I want the flavors from all of the combined ingredients. I don't want something dominating it. So this is what I'm going to use here. Put all that in there, and we're going to put our 2 tablespoons of sugar in here, and then our 2 cans of beans that have been rinsed and drained. And then we're going to just stir this up. Now, you can do this different ways. You can throw noodles in it at this point. Sometimes I'll cook the noodles separate, and that way if people don't like noodles, they don't have to put it in there. But I'm going to let this cook now on this simmer for about 30 minutes. Get those flavors all cooked in there. And I got to tell you that actually the next day when this is cooked is when it's the best. After it sets all night in the refrigerator and you warm it back up, it seems to have a better flavor. But we'll probably eat some of this tonight for supper. Obviously there's enough of it for me to eat on all week for lunch. So that's kind of how I make chili. And hope that you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below. Be sure and like and subscribe, and check out our other videos. We have other videos with cooking with Ricky Allen, and we also have our houses that we flip, and we have a separate channel just for that, but you can also find them on this channel. So anyway, enjoy. Thanks for watching. Be sure and subscribe, share it with all your friends. We're shooting for 1,000 subscribers. So be sure and hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell notification. That way you get notification when all of our videos are put online. So anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.